Fate FF14 Endwalker. You don't want spoilers, you should probably just but I'm doing the story mode for the main scenario. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a video on. I still don't understand why people don't like Shiro in the anime. I'd have to watch it to see why, but I like Shiro a lot. The visual novel. I think I can understand why though, because Shiro in the visual novel, specifically in like the Unlimited Blade Works and the Heaven's Feel route, there's a lot of what's that, inner thoughts? What's the word for that again? I used it before. Forgot. There's a lot of internal monologue, yeah, internal monologue that needs to happen, especially in Heaven's Feel, that doesn't get translated into the anime. So I feel like a lot of his decisions that he makes in the visual novel doesn't translate very well into the anime, and that's why people don't like him, is what I'm guessing. I haven't looked into any of the discussion online about it, but I could see why it wouldn't translate very well. Because I've heard a lot of people say he's dramatically different, or that people just straight up don't like him. I couldn't understand why. That's the only guess that I have as of why people wouldn't like him. Here's the title. I really like Shiro. I liked all the characters overall. I don't think there was anyone I hate. Also, I didn't even get spoiled on Unlimited Blade Works and just the twist in that, because like I said, I was completely blind up until this summer, or I guess earlier this spring. I didn't know anything about Fate. I stayed away from it for that long, which is very surprising to me. I was completely caught off guard by everything that happens, 100% blind. And I played Fate, I guess I shouldn't be saying outright like in here, because people might be watching it. I'm gonna just cut this part out, I guess. I played, what's it called? The fighting game? What fight? Unlimited Codes? Yeah, I played Fate Unlimited Codes, yeah, before the visual novel, and I was like, why does Shiro have the same moves as Archer? And I didn't think anything of it. Which is like, I'm surprised that my denseness kind of covered that, because he uses the exact same moves as him. I just didn't put two and two together, but I did see it and I did notice it. I didn't even think. Another thing that really made me want to read Fate is Sakura. When I saw Sakura in Fate Unlimited Codes, because I had no idea what happened with Sakura. I was like, wait, I've seen this girl, but I didn't know she had like all of that. So that made me really intrigued to actually play the game. So it worked. Like fighting games being used as marketing. I was actually extremely invested in finding out what happened to her. I knew who Sakura was for you. I just didn't understand what was going on behind all that. And seeing that paid off when I read Heaven, really cool. Heaven's Feel was my favorite overall. It's so crazy. All these characters from all these different arcs. This last final part of this. Yeah, MOBAs, I feel like even then MOBAs are limited to just 4 abilities though. But some of those, I think, like if you play League of Legends, I don't know if you play League, but I was really invested in. But I really like the way some of those characters are just characterized through their moveset and their gameplay too. Specifically Thresh. Thresh was my main, like, let me pull this out real quick. I have a Thresh mouse pad right now. I've had this for like 6 years. I don't even play League anymore. But I love that character, and I think his gameplay coming from his characterization being expressed in his gameplay is some of the best. Maybe not so much anymore because they turned him into an E-boy. I'm glad that happened after I stopped playing League because I would have been highly upset, even more upset than I was now if I actually played that game. But Pyke is a good example in League terms. Jhin is like the best character I've seen characterized in that game. Their gameplay. Yeah, that game overall is just... But fighting games definitely, like you said, just having characters being embodied by their moveset. Very cool stuff. I'm thinking about it. I feel like Venom, thinking about my own characters, I feel like Venom's gameplay doesn't really say anything about his actual character if I think about it. Yeah, I feel like just fighting games just have so much room for expression. It should be a lot more popular. I don't know how. It should be a lot more popular. I was thinking about attempting to figure out why esports like Valorant and FPS games are way more popular than fighting games. Fighting games have been around for much longer. They have a potential to be on that level. I feel like the biggest part is that they're single player games. You gotta dedicate all that time. Compared to being able to play with your friends every day and be able to blame that on randoms or other factors. Fighting games, you gotta take accountability for everything that, unless it's like netcode or the character strength, I guess. But FPS, you can climb pretty easy. You can play with someone else. You don't have to actually be good at the game. But think that you're getting better, I guess. Like this section. Walker was. I have a few things to say about this section. I need to turn. I think the biggest thing is just accountability, accessibility is another big one. Netcode is a big one. Reason why they're not as popular, and then also the fact you have to be offline, and that we're in a dungeon now, and the fact that really have to just tank accountability. I feel like that was the first. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why. I also feel like it's just dang instant queue. I was not expecting that at all. Crazy. I was not expecting to. Just you gotta take accountability. Developers don't really support their games as much as esports. Developers do not interact with their communities as much as they should. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just there's too big of a gap between the developers and players. Netcode, obviously, and then accessibility. People think that you have to be like, just look on the outside and be like, I can't ever do that, instead of saying that looks cool, I can do that. And then also you can't play with your friends. You're limited to playing against one other person. People like growing as a team and playing together. It's also kind of tied into another video I wanted to make on why my generation is so tied to these multiplayer games, and why a lot of people don't play single player games these days. They prefer to play games like Valorant or League or multiplayer games, because we've been kind of conditioned to only want multiplayer games and only want to have multiplayer experiences, because that's the way we socialize now. It's like we grew up playing Minecraft with each other, playing Gmod, GTA 5. Crazy to say that, by the way. It's been like almost 10 years since GTA 5 came out. But we grew up playing these multiplayer games, and that's all we've known. And a lot of people just won't sit down and play a single player game. Because I had a discussion with one of my friends. He was like, I'm so bored of playing Valorant, because they're like the highest rank in Valorant, and they're not gonna make it to the top 500, which is like the top 1% of Valorant. So there's really no point in them playing the game anymore. But that's what they do. They play that game and they socialize with each other through that game. So it's hard for them all to like not want to play, because they're all so tied with each other to keep playing that game. If one person stops playing that game, they have to find a random to play with or someone else to replace them. They're kind of obligated to play with each other, which is kind of a conundrum with those games. So that's why people get so, I wouldn't say addicted, but just dedicated to playing multiplayer games and don't take time to play anything else. But I think it would be an interesting video, because I have a few friends who are like I have a friend who actually is Radiant, and he's like, I think he made it near #1 or something in Valorant, which is pretty huge. And that dude can go pro, but everyone else in that friend group doesn't really have, I wouldn't say the ability, but like the drive to get to that level to where he's at. But they're all playing in the same group every day. They're playing right now, most likely, honestly. But it would be cool to interview all of them and have their different takes and different sides on it. I would need someone who's like has no drive to play at all to interview too, to have that aspect of it. I think this person's gonna die. Let me see. I think I just killed him. I'm panicking right now because I forgot where all my buttons are. Alright, we're safe. I really should have. I keep forgetting I have neutral sect. Okay. We'll just pretend that I'm a cool healer that knows what I'm doing. And that I let him get that low just for the thrill of it. Because I've become so bored of healing. I think a big problem with healing on Ass now is that Ass never runs out of ammo. Because I was literally, mana. Because I was literally spamming so hard just now. And I didn't lose any mana at all. Yeah, I think that a big thing about FGCs is that lobby systems and just being able to talk in lobby systems, just more, just an easier way to get connected to the community rather than just locking it behind Discord would be cool. Because League, on the front page, if you go to the front page, it'll show like a YouTuber that has a tutorial or something to say about the meta of the game on the front page. And fighting games don't really do that. Strive has done that, kind of. Virtua Fighter 5 has done that. And just a way to let them watch the game more, I guess, and just get more... What am I looking at? Positives? Do I need to be here? Okay, I guess not. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, just more community engagement, I think, is the biggest thing that we can start with. That's really easy. I don't know. I really feel like there's just a lot of stuff that can be done that isn't being done. It's really, a lot of it's up to the developers because the community is just gonna... Opposites? I'm gonna get drawn to him? Yeah. The biggest thing is just getting community connected to like newer players. Just so many issues with the fighting game developers thing. I think that's the biggest. But like the one thing that the FGC is gonna do is they're gonna ride for the game no matter what. We don't have to worry about that. The problem isn't the actual FGC itself, it's really the devs and like the outside view. Because the information is there for anyone who wants to go see it or find it if they want to learn how to play the game. It's just bridging the gap there because a lot of people opposite. Yeah. A lot of people have the potential to learn because people, I think a big thing too is just people being scared on the outside, looking on the outside in. They see all these crazy moves and stuff like that and they're like, I can't do that. But you, like, they'll get on Valorant and do the craziest thing I've ever seen and say they can't do it, which makes no sense. It's just because you just see how technical it is. Also having to put in a lot of effort by yourself rather than being able to queue up with your friends and get better, because you have to go into training mode. What is it? You have to go into training mode in order to get better in a lot of fighting games. That's a big fact. I don't want to sit down and do that. I don't know, that's definitely something my friends have. They're just like, I don't want to get into the training mode and sit here in lab by myself like you do, because you're a loner. Or they don't be saying that, but like, yo, pretty much that. Like, I'd rather just play with my friends and get better than just sit here and like be sweaty is the word that they use, sweaty, and try to get better that way. Yeah, they have to know what they need to learn in order to get better, because a lot of times people will get into a fighting game and just get stomped and then not know where to go, which is why resources, being in the game to learn a lot of that stuff is important too, because like there's information out there to get better on YouTube and stuff like that, but it's just they have to go out of their way to find it, and that's the biggest factor, is like you have to go out of your way to find a lot of that stuff. And not the average person is not going to want to do that. They have to do a lot of book learning in order to get into fighting games. Also, I think a big thing too is if you get stomped in like a FPS, somebody on the team can most likely tell you what's wrong, and you can fix it on the fly. Whereas fighting games, if you're playing ranked and grinding ranked online, like you said earlier, there's no way to communicate with who you're playing with. So you're just gonna keep getting stomped and no one's gonna tell you what's wrong. Yeah, especially Tekken. Tekken is the biggest. Tekken is the biggest thing for that. I love Tekken to death, but learning that game, if I didn't have someone who knew how to play already, I like going out of my way to learn a lot of stuff too. But if I didn't have someone who was teaching me, I wouldn't have found out like 90% of the stuff that I know in Tekken. That game is the knowledge check. Like, you have to know what you're looking for in order to be able to comprehend a lot of stuff in that game. That game will knowledge check you like nobody's business. I feel like Tekken in general just has too much bloat too. Like I said, I love that game, but it's just like there's too much you have to know and too much to look for at the same time. And on top of that, the game doesn't even have a tutorial either. I learned everything literally everything out in an external course. I didn't learn a single thing inside of the game. Not even, like, I guess movesets. I can't say not a single thing, but I think the only thing I learned in that game was movesets. There's no tutorial. They're lucky that game is actually good and that it's selling, because learning that game was a task. And my drive to learn that game was the only reason why I learned that game, because I had one person to play with. It's not like I had people who were ready to play with. I played online for that game the majority of the time I spent with that game. So the only reason I really got into that game and was able to learn was just my drive to want to get better at that game. It wasn't incentivizing me to, you know, learn it. It's just because I wanted to. Or stick with it, I should say. That's something they have to really fix in Tekken 7 or Tekken 8. Actually. Yeah, movement. Something I was looking at is I was listening to the Blasted Salami podcast. I mean, it's not like you can't play Tekken and not know who Blasted Salami is, because he's the tutorial, or their team is the tutorial for Tekken. But they had a podcast where they were like, so should Korean backdash be removed from the game, because it's an important and vital skill to learn. So they were saying that it's too important of a technique to learn in order to just be able to function in the game at all, because you need to learn how to move, period, to play Tekken, because the game is about movement. And to make that super important and vital part of the game so hard to do, when it's like the thing they have to learn initially, is probably too much for a lot of people. But I said, well, people play Tekken without movement anyway. I don't think it needs to be removed. It's just, it needs to be taught, because they don't tell you to do. Korean backdash was a glitch. It's not even, I have no idea what this mechanic is. Korean backdash was originally a glitch. I died. I was supposed to stand on one of the panels. Summoner can revive me. The Korean backdash was a glitch. It's not required to play the game, but it's also required at a certain level to play the game. You don't need it, but I think the counterpoint to that is, like, you'll know when you need it, and if you're good enough to actually use it, you'll learn it, right? It's not like you have to learn it to play. Like, you don't have to know how to play it or use Korean backdash in order to play. It's kind of hard to talk and play with it. Let me figure out where y'all are at. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like, you'll know when you need to learn how to actually do it. But for the people who don't know how to do it, it's not like they can't play the game. I think he was thinking too much about competitive Tekken rather than just the casual standpoint, which I think is equally important. I'm gonna probably die. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm most definitely gonna die, because what is this? Okay. I don't think that game should be balanced around pro play. Like, either or. I don't think it should be balanced around either pro play or the brand new people. Like, there should be a middle ground. I feel like what he was saying really relied on just catering to Well, but then again, it's like the people who just pick up the game and play like once or twice a week when the game comes out are the ones who are actually funding the game, which is why we have a lot of people trying to cater to newer players and like make things super easy, which I also don't think is the right way to go either. If you also just cater to pro players, it kind of alienates new players or the lower level players too. But overall, from a business standpoint, it is important to cater to your larger demographic, people who are actually going to fund instead of the people at the top. So yeah, I don't think that making games super easy is the answer either for that. I feel like people get into fighting games because they know how difficult they are and they go in expecting that. I don't think people want the games to be super easy with auto combos and stuff, because those people are going to play for 2 weeks and then drop the game, and the people stuck with the auto combos are the people who are actually going to play the game. So I don't think you should make it easy for the sake of new players, because no one's going into a game saying, oh, I picked this game up because it caters to me being a new player and it's easy. Yo, is that... Hey, they just straight up got... Wow. Crazy. I wasn't expecting this. I guess we are going into the Tower of Babel. That's so crazy. Wow. I think Tekken's issue is that you can tell DLC characters definitely have a power creep. Because DLC characters just have so much privilege over base roster characters. They're just so much stronger. But Tekken overall is a pretty balanced game. Even with that issue, I feel like even the lower tier characters can still win. That's so... Wow. I messed up. I messed up. I did not mean to target them. Okay. Oops. I guess it's okay. It's actually impossible to run out of mana on Ask. There's a lot I want to talk about in fighting games. This is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I know there's a way to fix it too, but it's ultimately up to the developers. The developers are really holding back fighting games because the community. I suppose to do. Yeah, I'll just take it. I'll just take the hit, I guess. Yeah, it's like I really don't know how people would bridge the gap between learning like the high-end stuff, the actual fundamentals, and just I don't know how it is for that because I've always played fighting games, so I've never really had to learn that. I just learned it over time, but I wonder how it is for the average person. I have to what's going on here? We're standing here. I have no idea what's going on. I'm assuming we have to go. Okay. Like just bridging the gap between that and just going from a beginner player to intermediate and intermediate to like a higher tier or higher level player. I have no idea how that is. I've always just played them. I've always just gotten good at them or been able to play them. And all my skills just carried over. I feel like it would really benefit me. I really want to figure this out and just honestly try to fix it. I feel like we have the potential to fix this soon. Like we have the keys. There's just a bunch of questions that need to be answered and can be answered. It's just a matter of what needs to be prioritized and how do we do it, and what would be like from a business standpoint too, which is important because they're not gonna do anything if there's not money coming out of it. It's like, why would we appeal to these people if we're not getting money out of it? Is the biggest reason why the fighting game community is just fighting games in general just aren't as popular as they should be. I feel like the devs don't see money and value in a lot of the stuff that needs to be solved. Like it took this long to just get functioning netcode. They obviously don't see value and stuff like that until it starts coming out of their money, right? Or becomes a necessity. I thought it was cool, but I was kind of just learning a lot of stuff. Dang, it's 12 o'clock. I need to eat dinner. You got laid on me real quick. Xenos and Fandango. This place is called the Tower of Babel, and another dungeon that we went through was called the Tower of Zot, which are two tower names in FF4. The expansion is heavily based on 4.
Farewell, Varus. May the god... Come. The other two await.
Could be pretty spoiled.
This madness ends here.
Oh, hush. This is the best part. Enough! Oh, mighty Zodiac!
Right now?
Awaken from your slumber and descend!
Right now? Out the moon?
Some manner of magical defense?
Oh no.
Cryo? But how?
I keep calling her Krill, it's Kyle. I think the death flag about it. Oh, that Heidelin coming through?
Shackles that bind my adversary will not be so easily broken.
Heidelin! Feeble relic of a forgotten age! Hark! Victory is mine!
It's an infinity stone. You're done. You failed.
No more ether. And I was so close.
Going straight to the moon.
A slight change of plans. We shall travel to the moon and break this wretched barrier ourselves.
Must be going there next. That's the only place I could think of for me.
Whatever it takes.
Might be the next zone. Because we're done with this zone.
What was that?
The final order issued by Anima to the Tempered Thrones. Should the Empire fall, the world must share her fate.
Why does he have the Sunday thing? Oh, you're talking about the
conviction to give such a
the
command.
Bleach? Is that a Bleach character? Who was that?
Born of his flesh was but a puppet.
Naruto character. Yeah. So you're talking about the like the dot on his forehead, right here.
You madman, you monster!
There's a funny joy in watching your flailing attempts to fight
So
the
their
elected.
race, these two dudes, the
We're all going
villains,
to die, and they're powerless
their
to
race,
prevent it.
yeah. Garlians. They have a third eye. That's their third eye on why they have that thing on there. Or I guess
We really must
action.
be on our way. You're welcome to give chase.
Yeah, for real shit.
provided you are content to leave comrade and
Specifically
temper the light
Xenos.
to die screaming.
These two characters, these aren't their original bodies. I think the same thing with these aren't their original bodies. They went straight to the moon. All right, are we going? Hopefully, crowd is high.
I have asked too much of this child. Tend to her.
There's so many death flags. Somebody's about in
The
this.
last brand at Mare Lamentorum is yet unbroken. Zodiac remains bound.
About to die.
I have shifted the flow of ether and sent the enemy far from their destination. Now, I shall divert it once more. An ally awaits, and I will deliver you unto him. Seek his
Awaits.
aid. Restore the seal. Zodiac must not be set free.
The Tempered are running wild. Not only those at the tower, but those back at the camp. The others are doing their best to contain them, but the situation is growing beyond our control.
Leave them to die or give up the chase. Just like Van Daniel said.
Yeah. So the thing about me is I don't like making everything about me unless it's a joke. So in like a serious question, or at least my character, I don't like making my character make it all about them. Like I'm the protagonist. This is a group effort. Everybody's here, so I try to do that. I only joke about being the protagonist and saying stuff like that. So if it's like not a serious, yeah, but I choose this. I typically don't like when the main character makes themselves the main character when everyone else had like an equal part. A lot of stuff. Having an ego.
You're going alone.
But I think that's just because in real life.
You have our trust and our faith. I pray we have yours. Our friends in the Tempered need our help. We will save as
Yeah,
many
I'm
as
not a
we can,
huge
I
power
swear.
fan. Like, I like
Once
realistic.
we have matters well
At least
in hand,
now.
we'll join
Like when
you
I
on
was
the road.
younger, I really did.
Until then, be careful.
Now I'm more of
There's
a
no telling what you'll find.
just really being immersed in the world in the way everyone else would see. I like that in game. I value that in games more than feeling super powerful. Like I did this, all me, everything. I just like really getting immersed into the world, and I feel like that's better when you're an active part of it. Like in FF14, because FF14, your character is like pretty much just God at that point, but they're also still doing fetch quests for everyone, and they're really a part of the world. So I feel like there's a good balance, but and they also give you options to choose that too. Oh. About to go to the moon right. Are we about to go to the moon right now? We were like level 50-ish. I haven't played Monk at all. I'm saving that one for last because I think that's the one I'd be most. I have pretty much everything to the level cap in Shadowbringer for the most. I just haven't played too many of these. I main healer, so I have everything pretty much maxed out on healer. I did have everything maxed out on healer, and then I played a few of the tanks. But yeah, this game is pretty cool. But I don't know if you'd want to be watching it now, but unless you care about spoilers, like it really matters though. Yet. Oh yeah, no, we're about to, dude, we're about to go to the moon, and we're level 83. So much has happened already. I played for like 10 hours already, like of just straight story, like not even anything extra, and we're only at level 83. Like we're only 25, a little less than 25% done with the story. There's just so much in. You're not, you don't really care about spoilers. I'm like the opposite. I have to go in completely blind on a lot of stuff, and I just don't like getting spoiled at all. But different people like different things. I feel like sometimes some spoilers make me more invested if I hear it in some cases.
Savior of the
About to go to the moon.
sealed within a moon of his own. Souls sacrificed to grant him life still slumber and dream of the day he and we will be made whole. Here he waits in this cold, barren place, his cradle and his grave. Silent lamentations and prayers of hope echo soundlessly to a sundered star, adrift and alone.
Crazy. Like that. That's Zodiac? I need to change my fit. It's just I get the screenshots in. I get they're gonna explain this later for sure, because I know everybody's first thought it was, how can we even breathe out here, right? So the thing about this game that you might not know is that I think that pretty much every ending of each expansion for the most part has ended with a cutscene of someone on I'm not gonna say who, but he looks like more or less. But they've always teased him being on the fact that we're here, been built up for quite some time. Crazy. And the significance of the moon in this game is pretty important too, because Bahamut, the summon that destroyed, if you know the lore of this game, the original 1.0 version of this game was so bad they had to literally destroy it, like in the real world and canonically in the game. So they destroyed it in game and through an event. So going from 1.0 to 2.0, they scrapped the entire game and just destroyed it canonically in the game. But the way they did that was a group summoned Bahamut out of the moon, and they destroyed the entire land, so all of Hydaelyn, or the continent of Eorzea, and they destroyed it by summoning Bahamut out of the moon. So what they're trying to do in this game is the exact same thing. They're trying to summon something out of this moon, and that's the planet Hydaelyn right there. So they're trying to do that again in Endwalker. So they're bringing the cycle back around, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Because the transition from 1.0 to 2.0 in universe, people don't remember it. Like, their memory of it was wiped, but some people remember it, and that knowledge of the event is preserved through a specific group that we're meeting in Endwalker. So it's coming back around in this game. So it's really cool. I'm just surprised they managed to just bring it all back. It's crazy talking about it. Just doing that from a gameplay, it really just utilized the medium of video games to tell a story. Man, that's so cool. Just using the medium of a video game. You can only tell that story through a video game, the medium of video game. That's so cool. And the fact that people, like players, played through that. It's not like the players are gonna forget that in the real world. It just really recontextualizes a lot of stuff. That song. Turn that up. Wow. So this music was used in a zone in Shadowbringers called Amarat, or the Tempest. So this zone right here, when you go to this area right here, this song is, so they're using it again here because the people that lived here have an involvement in the place that we're in right now. So they're using that leitmotif or that theme again here because it has significance. And this song is pretty good. Yo, what? Whoa! That reveal, that reveal was crazy. What? Whoa. Me too. Crazy. What? The person in DC. Yeah, it's really like rebuild visuals. It's kind of the same in thematics too, in the way they just recontextualize it. So cool. I wish my fit didn't look like this though. I'm not like Ash or I'm not fitted up for the movie right now. That's so cool. Are there swords here? So this is most likely, I'm pretty sure this is Zodiark right here. He's being contained on the moon. So you saw Heidelin temper, or basically just body snatch Kryl. Heidelin is the opposing god to Zodiark. So think like Chaos and whatever her name in traditional Final Fantasy. This is basically just the demon. But our goal is to stop him from being summoned and destroying. But just see him here, just chilling, is kind of crazy. That's Zodiark. So actually, you mentioned the Evangelion. There's a plot point in here where everyone wanted to rejoin as one. So basically, just the third impact. They actually wanted to do that in this game, in this universe. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities to End of Eva's kind of themes. Even this too. Sure. Now, me personally, if I were in this situation, I'd be like, nah, we can't have this happen. We're gonna kill them. But Fuller with that. Go to the moon. Go to the moon. Probably not safe to just come down there, but. Can we jump any higher? No. Gravity's still the same. Just, Logan with this soundtrack, man. Off again. Still not over it. This What? I look so out of place. I have to remember though that this is probably a reference to like some folktale, like the rabbit on the moon, something like that. That's probably why it looks out of place, because it's probably a folktale. I know that the rabbits on the moon are there's something that's referenced to, so this is probably another reference to that. Probably need to get some headphones so I can just immerse myself, because I feel like ever since I stopped like using, I don't have headphones anymore because they broke. I haven't bought any new ones, but I feel like I just haven't been able to immerse myself in much since I haven't used them, or haven't been using them. And when I played Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, I really didn't have any songs that really resonated with me until I went back and listened to them like on my phone. But playing it through the TV, like I am now, kind of, I didn't really get in. I'm going blank. Word. I said it like 3 times. Just might be time to go eat something. Immersed is the word I was looking for. Yeah, cause like I'm a huge music person. Like I've always been around music, and I was in orchestra for like 9 years. I still play. Got an instrument behind me, right, literally right here. Got an instrument right here. Like I've always been really invested in music. It's really important to me. I feel like that's a big factor into why I enjoy a lot of stuff. Like Chrono Cross, I can admit that Chrono Cross isn't like the greatest game ever, but that soundtrack really just is what locked me into that game. That's why it's really important to me. And also just the message behind it. But more so the music just really what captured me and really just had me invested. Same thing with what we were talking about with Tsukihime earlier. Like that music is really just what had me locked in. Even though it was just 10 tracks. Those 10 tracks were so good. Technically 8, because 2 of them only played like in one spot. Those 8 songs were so... That's crazy. 8 songs. Wow, I didn't even think about that. It's a strong song. Who are you to deny it? I feel like they're gonna make this. Oh. Yo, what's up with these huge swords? Unlimited blade works. Yo, there they are, the bean dudes I was seeing on Twitter. Oh, there's a cactus. Okay. Oh yeah, it might be time to eat something. Somebody just route. He was already flying. How long you been here, dude? SMT? Really? How so? I was playing SMT5 before this drop. That got on the background. Wait. SMT5. They're pretty much just talking about a kind of third impact that went down. They pretty much all just joined as one in order to under the goal. forgot which expansion it. I think it was Bringers. It was revealed that I don't even know how to start. Basically, this is somebody's soul, or this right here is somebody's soul, and of our souls is at this. Oh yeah, I remember. That's all of it. All a date. Reason we know this person because somebody made a replica of the world that they were from. The body, the souls of their people. Their people are gone. They don't exist. Yeah, this is a shade essentially. Some dude basically just made a replica of his old world where all his people passed and died, and made shades in their likeness because he didn't want to forget. Remember that we once lived. Was his. He didn't want everyone to forget that his people existed. But now we're actually talking to the original person right now. It's cool. The people on the moon right now are the original. Well, this person is probably the only original one from Amarat, which is the place that he reached. I need some. Listen, oh, I can barely hear the music right now. I want to learn this song on people. I actually. I really love this song. My new old friend. trying to figure out why my character is so confident in being able to, but I guess considering everything else that's happened before this, pretty much everything. Oh snap! They just got Fandaniel and Xenos right here. Been crazy as well. Okay. Yeah, this definitely has to be related to some kind of like folktale because this looks way too out of place to not be a reference still. I just remembered, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the dog jumped over the moon. Is that what this is a reference to? Can't even recite that. The cow jumped over the moon. Okay. Got that wrong.
In the nick of time to savor the crowning triumph. Unbound and free at last. Arise, Zodiac!
Ain't no way.
Deprived of heart and will by the loss of dearest Elidibus. A creature of pure instinct, wanting for guidance. But powerful, oh so powerful. More so with every passing moment. Such potential, even in this incomplete state. Still the savior who delivered a world from certain doom.
So, here we stand. You know my intent. Consume the god, then the world. Stoke your fury to a raging inferno and dance among the ashes. Or perhaps you would face me here and now.
I feel like everyone's made that. And Daniel, I got it again.
Yes. A taste to whet the appetite.
I didn't realize that wet, like when you use it in the sentence whet the appetite was spelled W. Why would you want to
spoil
wet
the
your...
moment, but might I ask that you postpone the slaughter until I've said my piece? I promise I will be brief.
Can I please have my monologue? Villain monologue?
Do you remember when I told you that I wanted to die and take everyone with me? I meant it.
We're only like 25% into the story. What's going on? We're literally only less than 25% of the story. It's already getting serious. After all the ashes lowered.
Such lofty aspirations! And what sweet irony that the world's saviors will become the agents of its destruction! The dead have no power over me. You will be silent. Silent as the grave!
Believe and walk in faith. Let the light of your soul shine for all to see. Not quite the outcome you'd imagined, but a fitting one nonetheless. Don't you think so, Hades?
Man. Dude, we're getting this literally this early on.
I had intended to pit my fractured divinity against Xenos, but a more tempting option presents itself. The greatest obstacle to my ambition. You will trouble me no longer.
The song. We're doing a trial against Zodiac right now? Bro, we're still so early in the game for a trial. Right now? Wow. Oh, the details. Crazy, dude. It's still so early. this early on, I like. Like, look at this. We're level 83 out of 90, so we're only about 25% into the story. What could possibly happen from here? Nah, because this is crazy. Thank you. Immediately. Wait. I'm still not over this. Like, what? This is literally, like, when this expansion is over and 6.0 is done, after I finish, like, literally the end of the story time. Nah. After we finish this right here, this is the end of the saga. And 6.1 is starting the next saga. So this storyline is done at the end of it. There's so much suffering time. Let me close this. No idea.
All creation shall bend to my will.
Dude. We're fighting Zodiac right now. Like, what could possibly happen after? That's insane. I'm not ready.
The end has come, and it will be
Yeah,
beautiful.
didn't expect to fight him so soon. Let me just read DMs. I don't know. Or
The marvels of Sirius were but playthings.
alright, we're not fucking around at all. They're to put us at war. Are we cool here? Cool. I trust y'all. Okay, that pulls us to the left side of it. If he does that again.
Malice become flesh.
Ugh. We're really fighting Zodiac right now. The opposite? Oh, this is a triangle.
Soon my hold over Zodiac shall be complete.
My hold over though. Oh, this is Fandango. Okay.
Mine, all mine.
I thought we were actually fighting Zodiac himself, but this is Fandango controlling Zodiac because he's the host for Zodiac himself. Fandango's just controlling him.
At last, I am become Zodiac.
I have become God, bro. I have become God. Yo. Yeah, that's Chaos's face right there.
The Central order overturned!
No idea what that was.
All in existence, bent to my will!
Oh, yeah, you got hit with the old. I see.
My life's work!
Fool me
My
once.
masterpiece!
This is pretty cool fight. People esoteric. That is nice.
How I've waited for this day!
How does this work? You want to stay in the center so you don't get moved, right?
All in existence, bent
If
to
you're right in
my
the middle,
will!
it doesn't matter if you're. It's, I'm smart. I understand.
The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated!
By the way, little mental exercise.
Broken skies
When you
fall
rotate a
tears of
cube,
blade!
like just think about a cube and try to rotate it with your mind. Can you do that?
All
Apparently, a lot of people
shall
can't do that. Or a few people can do that. I have no idea what's probably does.
Will you live to see the end? All in existence, bent to my will! Will you live to see the end? I have no need for restraint.
I think we hit the overview. Another track. Yeah, the bosses, like, I know you didn't get very far, but the bosses in this game actually get pretty intense in Shadowbringers. Like, starting with Shadowbringers, the base bosses start getting really intense. Because they're like, you've played this game for this long. Oh, middle. For that.
All in existence, bent to my will!
The bosses start getting intense because they're like, we know you played this game for this long. So they're confident that you at least know how to play the game. So they start just upping the difficulty. live? I don't know. Let's find out. I only died because I just didn't heal. I could have healed through that. I tried to be crazy. I could have survived that too. It was crazy, but I have the facilities for it. Oh my god, again? Like, you heal? I still feel like it's impossible to actually run on the map. Unless you just like actually really run the map. You might be dead, dude. Oh yeah, nah, we're not making it out of this. People got wiped like crazy right there. He said. Right there, I just need a burst heal instead of... Yeah, this fight is actually really cool. Right there, I need it. And it puts us back at phase 1? Oh. Yeah, this fight
has come, and it will be beautiful.
This is it. This is the first trial too. Crazy. He's gonna.
The marvels of Sith were the playthings.
Secret here is you don't run as far as you can on these where they follow you. You just go as far like on the very edge. So this is the part where I don't need to do this. I need to just burst here instead of trying to maintain collective. That's what messed me up last time. I tried to use that. This is the half screen. Purple is half.
Soon my hold of a Zodiac shall be complete! Mine! All mine!
Straight chaos, dude.
At last, I am become Zoya.
Usually, mechanics will force you to stack if it's going to be like damage. We don't want to be here.
All in existence.
I fucked up.
To my will.
If they're gonna end up. Oh no. Okay, I messed up. That was on me. I was going to die. I would have been right in the middle too. Unfortunately.
My life's work.
I forgot that the platform rotates and not like the actual AoEs. I do the FGC nod. I think. You just stand on the outskirts and don't take up the whole arena. Everyone's running across the stage trying to get away from it. Not what you want to do. The middle one?
I've waited for this
I don't even
day.
want to try to revive them. What can be done?
All in existence. Bend to my will.
That's why I just Oh, I was targeting someone. Oops.
The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated.
So you already said the Great Cataclysm.
Broken skies,
We haven't seen
tears
this
of
yet.
flame.
The Great Cataclysm. We have seen this. The Great Cataclysm,
All shall
or
burn.
whatever. He's trying to remake the final days or the apocalypse goal.
Will you live to see the end?
Crazy. I don't know what to do there. That's okay. That's part of the learning first time.
The end has come, and it will be beautiful.
World first run. I'm not sure.
The marvels of Sirius were but playthings.
This is the third time seeing this now. Yeah, the EX trial for this is gonna be pretty crazy. Hades is one of my favorite. I really enjoy the Hades trial. Shadow Breeze. I know this one. This is just a self-work. I don't need to target it.
The natural order overturned.
Not gonna mess.
All in existence, bent to my will. My life's work, my masterpiece. Waited for this day.
I'm not even gonna waste
All in existence, bent to my will. The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated. From broken skies
This is where
fall
I'm at.
tears of flame.
What do we do here?
All shall burn.
I think that we go on the edge.
Will you live to see the end?
We got this. Oh, snap. I said we immediately just...
All in existence, bent to my will. Will you live to see the end?
I'll rest this dude. I don't want him to lose it. Oh! I'm gonna die.
I have no
I don't want
need
him
for
to be sitting here on his first experience. I would hate for that to happen to me. The cone. Cone half. Get over here. That dude's way over there. Oh snap. There's another cone. I thought that was half.
all in existence, bent to my will. Will you live to see the end? All in existence, bent to my will.
This is
Will you live to see the end?
I love it. Oh, we got this. Dude, we're so close. Okay, never mind. It's like a samurai, dude. Yeah, the other healer just killed us. I think they got this. Like that Sam got a schmoo. You better pray for him.
Will you live?
Oh no, they're dead. Man. Oh? Ah. Okay. 4 times the charm. Nah, this is fun. Alright, we can't mess up now. Like, we literally have everything.
And it will be beautiful. The marvels of Sithis were but playthings.
Did that tank buster away from me?
Malice become flesh. Will you live to see the end?
See, we lost no health. Oh. Oh. So he goes purple first, and then no wonder I was confused.
Soon my hold of a zodiac shall be complete. Mine, all mine.
Clutch. Hard draw. Last second. Optimal, because we're gonna be in downtime here. No resources used.
At last, I am become Zodiac.
They should really just push you with phase 2. Like if you die, they should just go straight to phase 2. But
the natural order overturned. All in existence, bent to my will. My life's work, my masterpiece.
Yes, more than not right. Oh god. I still don't understand how this works.
Will you live to see the end?
Where they gonna die to? Not gonna be able to. Oh no. I almost have LB. I'm dead. Healer LB3, let's go. They're getting that calm. That's what I was talking about.
All in existence, bent to my will. Will you live to see the end?
Don't be like me and stare straight in the sun.
All in existence, bent to my will.
Oh my god. How did I end up directly in the ground?
Will you live to see the end?
industrial though. This part is still kind of confusing. I'm not really
all in existence, bent to my will. Will you live to see the end?
At this point, it's just you. Thanks for hitting themselves.
Will you live to see the end?
Oh my, again? I messed it up for us again. The second time I messed up. Help me. So that part is really relying on me now. The last time we died, because this other healer definitely deserves a combination. Last time we died was because I messed up.
Bent to my will.
Here we go.
Will you live to see the end? Is this the limit of your power? Is this how it ends?
I shouldn't mess up on anything. I understand that fight. That was fun though. Other healer definitely deserves that. Yeah, well, we are in. I mean, yeah, this is like that was cool. I mean, like, this is like what, almost 10 years worth of trials leading up to this, like, Red End.
insufficient. Of course he was no match. Once again, you have left my best laid plans in ruins.
This has been the goal of the entire game. But what could possibly happen? Again, we're only 25%.
Thus, sealing my victory. From the first, all I wanted was for you to kill Zodiac. 'Twas but one of many methods to achieve the desired effect. It would have been the same had Xenos died in my place. But what better and more satisfying way to ensure success than to take control myself? My sole regret is that you lived to tell the tale. Even so, I have fulfilled my heart's desire. Let your murder mark the beginning of the end. The coming of the final day!
The final days is the apocalypse. So we essentially started the final days by doing the apocalypse, killing this thing. If what he says is true, I wouldn't doubt that. What could possibly be happening right now, bro? Like, this is crazy.
How quickly strength fades and blood cools. Old familiar sensations. So many lives, so many deaths. No different this. I close my eyes and slip into the dreamless slumber. A tired song and dance. Routine. Always I wake. But not this time. Nothing left unsaid. Nothing left undone. Inherit my hell. I intone with glee.
You see character
The
before.
man I
Yeah.
was would weep
Got
for
past
what I have become.
by
The
then.
all-consuming contempt.
They just revealed his true identity, Fandaniel's.
But I've the wisdom of 10 millennia to justify my answer to the question. No value in their existence. Not a whit. For all that I looked. None that I did see. A final chance, then, for Heidelin and her faithful. In Cataclysm, prove me wrong. I snare. All shall return to nothingness, as was your will, Emperor Sunday. I, the star, and every living being, consigned to your oblivion.
These two characters are important in the Crystal Tower raid. Lozande and Daniel's true identity, or you can see them in the Crystal Tower raid. Keep playing, we'll see them. and understand what their character is. They just revealed that they had something to do with the end. They're both in the Crystal Tower raid as bosses. It's pretty, which is crazy because they just basically, again, that Crystal Tower raid is important for Shadowbringers and in-game. So, man, they really just recontextualized that. And it's been in place since 2013, which is crazy. So they've been building this story up for years.
At last.
Oh, snap. And Zand is the final boss of the Crystal. Black.
No. I'll find no fulfillment in a contest with you this day.
Slavering beasts gather at your gates, ravenous and eager. Already you turn to them and away from me. I must go forth once more in search of power far beyond the might of Shinryu. Power to make your heart run over with rage.
Boss and super boss in Final Fantasy
For the
V.
eldest of primals was a betrayal of promise.
Fought
A
him.
pathetic creature incapable of inspiring true despair.
That's a Final Omega too.
That's what I crave. Pure, unadulterated despair.
This dude Xeno's really beating with a cat.
We shall see.
Even funnier, he's really beefing over. It would be funny if he's over a Lalafell. Really, man? This is who you chose? They're setting up, so that was the end of an arc. So I'm pretty sure everyone expected Zodiac to be very ended. Like I said, we're only 25%. So now we're about halfway. Towards impossible. This is yeah, I just haven't found it in person. It yeah, that's this fit like that. Song is so good. It was awful. I'm sure a lot of people's thought was Zodiac was going to be actually going to go hand or attempt. But we destroyed Zodiac, and it played into Fandaniel's hand, which was not a part of what everyone was probably thinking. And it destroyed the balance between light and chaos. Order and chaos. It's light. Light and chaos. The god of the planet is Hydaelyn. We've talked to Hydaelyn. I don't think it's going to be out of the question, but Hydaelyn could possibly betray us. But an obvious enemy is still Xenos, because Xenos is still walking around. Xenos has been a villain. He was the main antagonist of Stormblood, so he's been a long time villain. So we obviously still need to kill Xenos, or at least stop Xenos. And we also need to stop the end of the world, because now that plane is going into motion. I have no idea what's going on. I can't even get. So Hydaelyn, I messed up. Hydaelyn has been the one to. Nah, this soundtrack on this game, Soken, Poser, this game's soundtrack. Every expansion soundtrack just went off. Like the lots of respect for Soken is like Yasunori Mitsuda is one of my favorite composers. So the composer of Chrono Cross, one of my favorite composers, but he's on that level. Soken was actually battling cancer during the composition of Shadowbringers, and he did it the entire time he had it. He actually overcame it, built that he did a few years ago. Actually, he didn't know that the whole time. He was working on Shadowbringers as if that were the last thing he. So it shows his Shadowbringers have fingers on. I have a lot of respect. So Heidelin, the goddess god, had to restrain Zodiac where that balance came. But umbral calamities are basically apocalypse happen over and over again, I believe. But pretty much what they're saying here is every time that people started giving their lives to Zodiac to grow his power, every time that cycle has happened, Eidolon has grown weaker and weaker with each umbral calamity or cycle. So the 7th time this happened, started losing power, which is why she can't just show herself in front of us anymore. It's harder for her to make herself appear, which is why she had to go through Kryl and temper or just body snatch her and talk through her. I need to replay it. Most of these really deep. There's still a lot I'm missing. I understand the base, but a lot of the stuff, yeah, pretty much she's running out of power, so she has to talk through. She did it through someone named Menphilia in the past, which you can talk to if you pick the game back up. She's the leader of the Rising Stones. You've seen her multiple times, at least 30 times. To be familiar with Menphilia, I had to return to it every single time at the beginning of her. She's important. Eidolon, her initiative.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary.
Menphilia is a very important.
There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment. But perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Ethereal. Don't need it. This place right here is Amarot. This is the place that was recreated by that dude Emmett Oak I was talking about earlier. This place was destroyed because of an apocalypse phase. We don't know what exactly happened. Well, the world doesn't know exactly what happened during Endwalker. This is the focus of Shadowbringer. So these people that we're talking to right now are basically shades of the people who live there, a recreation of people who live there. We're trying to figure out what happened during the final day, specifically. We know, like, as a player in this group, because they were there, but the world doesn't know. They're still trying to figure out what happened and how to prevent it, because this is what's going to happen to our world. I feel like this is a direct rep happened in Cosmo Canyon, Red 13, Father. Are they
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
was ether in Mako, lifeblood. I don't think that this is like supposed to be, you know, a direct reference or anything, but it's similar is what I'm saying to that scene. Or the planetarium. Talking to someone about the planet. Become physical. Thank you, Z4A3A1W. I got rid of those.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Oh. So the reason why Zodiac was created was to just create a balanced way to channel all the, I guess, to put it very basic, into. They put Zodiac into the moon or into a star. All the evil was just channeled into the moon.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
And Hydaelyn, so if you played a Realm Reborn, you remember this. Primals are essentially just the elementals, like Ifrit, Shiva, Amu, all that. Hydaelyn is a primal that could. These people summon Hydaelyn because they needed her power. Keep the balance. Hydaelyn. Plus, a lot of stuff I'm saying that could be. I'm not that knowledgeable, but I looked at the wiki earlier. Yeah. So it's revealed that it's now that Hydaelyn and Zodiac aren't almighty gods. They were created by created by man. That is a big recontextualization because we're supposed to think that Hydaelyn and Zodiac just created everything. What I wanted to see was more recontext. Turn this off real quick. Okay.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I
You're
choose
still
to do just
talking
that.
about. That's how.
Which brings me to a
Typically to
rather
Danford
important
too.
question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The sword. There's 7 different worlds, right? They said 7 different become, but they just rejoining. There's 7 different worlds that were created by Hydaelyn, and our world is, of course, that our player and these people live in. There's a world called the First, which is basically a parallel world to the Sword. So everything is opposite. So there's warriors of light, of course, but warriors of darkness in the First. And we go to the First, which is the parallel world of the Source in Shadowbringers. Everything is the opposite. The point of Shadowbringers is that we go to the world. That was one of, those are 2 of the 7 worlds. We haven't seen other. About to say, game is still a lot of minor stuff. I love this kind of really deep, getting crazy and like digging into the world.
Yes, but what is it?
I'm gonna have to probably play some of this FF, like the other expansion. I feel like there's not enough lore videos on this game. I feel like it'd be interesting to make more of that if I just really dove into. I feel like that's a neat. What I'm always looking for with my. That's a lot of time. To fix that. I feel like this expansion, with good reason, is probably most exposition. This is not. I feel like I've played about 2 or 3 hours and watched cut or at least like pseudo cutscene where I'm pretty much just walking somewhere and not actually, which isn't for everyone, but at this point in the story, like if you don't care about the story, man, because I've only been playing for a little bit. Like they dropped a dungeon and then a trial immediately after, so I got to play that, but outside of that I haven't been playing much, which I'm fine with personally, but I can see why people would think that it's kind of boring. But I'm invested in the story more than the gameplay in this personally. I have a friend who plays this game, but he's all about the raids, all about just the actual gameplay aspect of it, so he skipped a lot of the story, which is fine because not everyone wants to play this an MMO for a story. But I personally value the story more than the game. Luckily, I actually really enjoy the game, but I could see why people would think that it's a little bit too exposition and they would get lost on it, especially since it relies on you knowing a lot about the previous parts of the. Like if you get tired and you skip, like let's say you don't like Stormblood, and you skip through Stormblood, some stuff might be lost on you. Yeah, I completely understand people who just don't play this for the story at all and just play strictly. What's the name? I'm not one of those people who are like, you're missing out on. Nah, it's fun. Or you do what you want to do, man. It's your sub. But this story is really good if you do invest time into it, so it goes both ways. Because I can't even, the reason why I'm so okay with that is because I skip cutscenes at a certain point too before I realized how much I actually really enjoy this story. Like around Reborn, I was skipping through that like crazy. I unfortunately skipped through a lot of the early parts of Heavensward. I just didn't have the attention span back then for it. And then I skipped some parts of Stormblood too. I didn't skip anything in Shadowbringers, and I'm not skipping anything now. I'm actually doing everything here, like most of the side quests and everything too. So I completely understand that. I can empathize with that. But yeah, there's a lot of just sitting and watching, so with good reason, because this is a pretty exposition heavy arc of the story, because it's the end. This is the culmination of years of game, on top of it being like just completely scrapped and destroyed and rebuilt again. There's not many stories that can come back from that have that legacy. Not full. Yeah, this game takes a lot of it. Why I'm like January, I'm not gonna have as much time a lot of this stuff, so I'm really just diving in. As much as I would want to replay the, probably not gonna have a lot. But at this point, when you get into the game, story will be this saga will be done. 6.0 is just the end. Entire saga. 6.1 will be the brand new beginning of the saga. These are ignoring me. Then get out. Dog again. Yeah, I actually need to go get food. I was getting a microwave. Like that. I don't know if you're still in here, but thanks for coming through, man. Probably like watch one. What was the point of this game? I really like the focus on. Dude. still have that chrono trigger zone too. Now I think about it. Heal one.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
That's cute. I like how much they're using the victory motif in this game. I kind of wish that I hadn't seen the fact that these Lunarians are in. This would have caught me off guard.
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiac, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Aetheris to safety. Our time has come, my friends!
Oh.
We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate, and don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No?
Why are they so
Then hop
eager?
to it!
Zodiac is gone. Is that bad?
Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Perhaps.
That makes perfect sense. The song is from FF4. I'm glad I played FF4 right before this. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is Rydia's theme. This is not Rydia's theme. This is the town theme. Man. Pretty good. I can get in tomorrow on the queue. Most definitely. The big if. We're like 1/3 of the way through the story. We already killed Zodiark, which is a huge. That's a huge subversion. Thanks for coming through on YouTube.